Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to the What Era Are We In podcast.
Welcome back to episode 5.
Episode 5. What a momentous occasion.
Crazy. Last week, from memory, we gave you guys the 2 words of unique and mother, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. And specifically with unique, it's unique. That's what you are.
Yeah, so we're talking about Miss Beyoncé.
Beyoncé.
Miss Mother. Miss
Miss
Everything.
Carter, Miss Cowboy Carter.
Her.
The House of Renaissance. Everything.
She is everything.
When we decided to do this podcast, I think one of the first people we said we had to do was Beyoncé.
Yeah,
we were both very excited about it.
You can't not do Beyoncé. I feel like every single celebrity in some way, shape or form is inspired by Beyoncé now.
She is, in my opinion, she's like the Michael Jackson of our current generation. She is.
She's just,
but
incredible.
Of course, we had to wait. It would have been awesome if she was episode 1, but we had to wait for her latest edition, Miss Cowboy Carter, Act 2.
And just a warning, this is going to be a 2-parter episode, but a proper planned 2-parter episode this time.
So this episode, we are going to talk about Dangerously in Love. I almost said Dangerous Woman because of Ariana.
Something about Beyoncé makes me...
We're also going to do B-Day. We're going to do I Am Sasha Fierce, and we're going to do 4 today. So if you want to see the other 4, it's coming next week in episode 6.
Yes.
Part 2 of Beyoncé.
Yeah.
And I know that there is technically going to be another act in this 3-act project.
Apparently not for like another 2 years.
Probably not for another 2 years. And it's going to be a rock album, which I'm really excited about.
I'd love that.
I would live, laugh, love that. If we're getting like another whole album verse of like Don't Hurt Yourself type vibes. We will recover that when it comes out. We have a full plan of like, I think what we're going to do when it comes to like just single alone albums.
Yeah.
So we'll do that eventually down the track.
Yeah.
But
I have
okay. I was going to just say something really fun and fresh. As you can see, we have a new addition to our set.
We got little mic stands.
We have mic stands now. So
we're proper professional. I mean, looking at us in the monitor, god damn.
I can see, I'm looking at us on the monitor right now to make sure it's recording.
We look so good.
We're looking cute. Oh, we're both wearing shirts from, I just unplugged the thing, from the Renaissance tour. Because I was lucky enough last year to go and see Beyoncé at the Renaissance.
You were. I wish one day I'm definitely going to say it. Like, it's,
of course.
If I don't, I'll just literally
Can you please
off myself.
I'm too entangled in everything. Thank you. I won't move it again. Also, Miss Heated. I got the fan, the Renaissance fan, of course. I couldn't not get it. That was like the first thing. I was like, when we're looking for the merch tent, I was like, where's the fan? I want the fan. It's so iconic.
Eat it. Anyway, that will be back in part 2.
Of course. And we'll be talking about that. But
my question
your question of the week.
Oh, we're going into question of the week.
Oh, have you got a different question? Okay.
No, we'll do question of the week first.
We'll do question of the week first, and we'll do that in a minute.
And then we'll get into the deep stuff.
Sure.
Okay. Question of the week.
Bum, bum, bum. Wow.
I feel like that's very Beyonce coded.
Yeah. She ain't in no gang, but she got shooters in a bang, bang.
You know it. Anyway, you go first with your question.
Okay, this one's kind of a bit of a lull.
Okay.
So, back in the I Am Sasha Fierce era, Justin Timberlake was on Saturday Night Live and he did a skit where he did the whole dance to Single Ladies in the leotard. Like he recreated the full music video. I want to know, if that came out today, what 3 male artists would you love to see in that little leotard dancing to Single Ladies?
I was thinking of Channing Tatum for some reason. You know how he does and he brings out Beyonce?
Yeah.
That was a slay moment.
Also very iconic.
I would think Tom Holland. I think he would absolutely slay the dance. He would eat that dance up. Who else is like a good dancer?
I don't know, but also have you seen the memes of Timothy Chalamet? Because you know how he's with Kylie, and it's like when he's not with Kylie, and it's like the voguing dance.
I just know he did the Nicki Minaj.
I think he'd eat.
Really? I feel like he has like a very femme bod. So yeah, probs.
But why do I also just want to see Drake? Like, I really want to see Drake do Single Ladies. I think it'd be so iconic.
I'm trying to think. Like, I honestly don't know any male celebrities, if I'm being honest.
I know. We're only here for the females. We're only here for the
I
females.
struggle so much with male celebrities. Yeah, let's go Timothy Chalamet. Troye Sivan. He would eat. He would eat. I'm surprised he hasn't done it.
That would eat.
And who's another male celebrity? Lil Uzi.
Justin Bieber.
Two completely different artists just there.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi, because Coachella's just happening.
Yes, I just watched Lana's set last night. It was amazing.
I literally have seen so many videos of Lil Uzi voguing and death dropping on his set.
Oh my God, that's so iconic.
Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen Lil Uzi's set
I sent you a video of it on TikTok.
Oh, I have to watch it.
But it's just so funny. It's like a new song he's releasing. Like it's an unreleased song. And he's voguing and then he did a death drop.
Iconic.
Like full on death drop.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I watched Lana's set last night. It was amazing. Absolutely incredible.
I watched Sabrina Carpenter's set. The set design is so cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
And also obviously, we saw she brought out Billy, Lana, and they did video games, which was iconic, and they did Ocean Eyes.
Yeah.
I loved that. I actually kind of just want Billy and Lana to make a joint album. I think it'd be absolutely incredible.
Slay. Okay.
But let's get back to the Queen.
My question of the week.
Yeah, your question ties into that, but let's get back to the Queen.
Oh,
we'll
yes.
The others, yeah, we'll talk about them later.
My question of the week is obviously she has iconic children, and Miss Blue Ivy
Miss Rumi and Sir.
Yeah, that one. But I'm talking about Miss Blue Ivy.
Yeah.
She is really getting into her fame era.
I love it.
When do you think she's gonna come into fame, like release an album or like be in a dance group, like proper do something on her own? She's like 11
when,
now.
Or what do you think she's going to get into?
Do both. Answer both.
Honestly, like, who knows? I mean, Willow Smith started at like 11 years old or whatever.
I whip my hair back and forth. Back and forth.
Speaking of, she's killing it at the moment, Willow.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, she could, but I feel like maybe like 16, 17, she'll pop up.
Because that's when Beyonce... Yeah. Was that when she was in Destiny's Child?
Beyonce was in like... Yeah, I feel like she was 17. Something like that when Destiny's Child started. I can't remember.
Well, how old is she now?
She's 42.
42. Because first album was in 2003 and that's when I was born. So...
Her first album.
Yeah.
But Destiny's... Yeah. I think Destiny's Child's first album was 96.
Oh, then that's 26 years ago.
Yeah. She's been in the game forever, but this girl
No wonder she's the queen.
She really is. But I also I feel like you never know. I mean, like she could be a rapper like her dad. She could be a singer like her mum. Well, her mum's also sort of a rapper. If you heard,
I feel like she.
But also,
I feel like she might go into more of a dancing route first.
I could see dancing. I could see her modeling. She's so stunning.
She is.
I could see she could also be an amazing actress. You never know. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But I feel like also. I'd love like a Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but keeping up with the Beyonce Carters.
Keeping up with the Knowles?
The Knowles Carter family. That.
I want to know what Jay-Z gets up to.
I would fucking watch that series. It would be iconic. Love. They would probably all just be in silence the whole time because every time I see a video of them when they're not on stage, they're just silent. Beyonce's
like, don't move. It'll age you more.
Don't smile. Oh, I love it. She's such an icon. Seriously, such a force in the music industry. Like, I
respect her so much.
I literally don't think I would be where I am today without Beyonce.
Getting into like the deep side of things, when do you feel like you were met with Beyonce? Or when do you feel like was the moment that you kind of like either realized or just listened to her for the first time? Like, do you sort of remember what was going on?
I think the first song I ever like remember fully getting into was Survivor from Destiny's Child because it was on SingStar and I used to slay that, especially Michelle's part there, after all of the darkness and sadness. So iconic. But I think that was sort of the start of it, and then like obviously became obsessed with all of Destiny's Child, and then obviously she went solo.
So you were a Destiny Child's fan before Beyonce
for sure.
fan, yeah.
Destiny's Child, that's one thing I will say, like, if I could choose one band to reform and do a tour, it'd be Destiny's Child, because that would be so iconic.
I wouldn't be surprised if they like did end up doing it again.
I would kill to see them live together. So good.
My sister was one of the biggest Beyonce fans. I don't know if she was a Destiny Child's fan, but she was a huge Beyonce fan. Literally, she forced me to be a backup dancer, and she would film on her computer.
So you were Kelly.
No, it wasn't Destiny Child's. It was Beyonce. Like, I know the exact dance moves on Love on Top because she made me be one of the background people.
Baby, it's you.
Yeah. And she was
Captain.
Literally.
Yes.
She was obsessed with Beyonce. So I feel like, because I was born in 2003 when the first album came out. So
you were born the year of Beyonce.
The year of the bee. But so I reckon like when I kind of like first met Beyonce, it was around the For Sasha Fierce era, around this sort of moment. And then when I was like, oh my gosh, I love Beyonce, that was around the Beyonce era.
Yeah, so real. I think the year I was born was the year that Say My Name came out, which is pretty iconic.
That is pretty iconic.
So like I'm alright with that.
Did you see that? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
Okay, so just a bit of context. So when I was editing the Tyler, the Creator video, I was so confused because these like buttons were coming up, and I didn't edit those in, but they kind of look cute, I guess.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, and for some reason they just come up, so I don't know what they're about.
I don't know. It might be like someone's, because we film this off my phone.
Yeah,
and it could be someone's liking,
like a text message or something.
I think it must be something like someone's liked something or sent me something or whatever.
Oh well. So if you see that let it be.
We're too. I think it's.
We don't know what's going on.
Too late to put everything on silent. So let's just hope and pray that no one calls me. But iconic if it does. So obviously you have not seen Beyonce yet live. No. If she comes on for this next album on a tour, do we go to it?
I'm going to see Beyonce no matter what.
And if it's only Sydney and Melbourne, do we travel?
Of course.
Good.
You always travel for Beyonce.
As you should.
There's only
I traveled overseas twice for Beyonce.
I do not travel for artists because I'm like, fuck that. But SZA would, if she didn't come to Brisbane, I would have gone to Sydney or Melbourne to see SZA. And Beyonce, if she goes to even if she goes to for some reason just New Zealand, I'd go to New Zealand to see her.
Yeah, that's so real. I probably would as well.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of seeing Beyonce 4 times.
4
times. Aww. I saw Beyonce in 2007 on the Beyonce Experience tour for the album B-Day. Mm-hmm. Then I saw her in 2013 on the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour.
That's the one that my sister went to.
4.
That's what my sister went to, and she was at the very front.
Icon. I was too. Maybe I was standing next to her.
Oh my gosh, that would have been so
her support act was Iggy Azalea.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But Iggy hadn't put out Fancy yet. It was like her biggest song was Work, which is just so iconic. And then the next time I saw her was 2016 on the Lemonade tour, where I traveled to Houston, Texas to go see her. And then I traveled to Houston, Texas again last year to go see her on the Renaissance.
Did she not do a Beyonce tour?
No, she didn't, because she put that album out while she was in the middle of the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour. So she sort of just added a few songs through, but it was after Australia. So we just we didn't get it.
Missed out. Shame.
So the first time I saw any songs from Beyonce was the Lemonade tour, which was amazing. It was so good. Iconic. She did Partition in a box.
Yeah.
And she was on the seat from the video, and she was doing the whole choreo, and I was like, this is so iconic. Oh, it was so good.
I would have loved to see that.
Renaissance was the best tour she's ever done.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not kidding.
We watched the movie together and it was just so good. Yeah, I couldn't imagine seeing that live.
I was absolutely gobsmacked.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because if we filmed this before I went to the Renaissance tour, I think my list would have been very different for some of the older albums. But she added some old songs in there that she hasn't performed in years. And seeing them live, I was like, Oh, okay. No, these are one of
Yeah,
my
I think I
favorite
know which
songs.
ones like you're talking
You'll
about.
see as they come in, but I think we should probably get into it.
Yeah, we should probably get into it and we can chat more as we go along.
Of course. So we are going to start, of course, with Miss... Sorry, I've got the computer here to read all of the info.
Make sure you're still watching to make sure that's recording.
It is recording. I can see down there it's recording.
Oh, that means it's recording?
Yeah.
Okay, stunning.
So we're going to start with, of course, the very start. We are... Little disclaimer as well, we're not going to do Destiny's Child. We'll do Destiny's Child in another video at some point.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do Lion King The Gift. And we're not going to do the Homecoming, like, live album. Because they're, like, various albums. So, like, you know.
They're released.
If you want to, we'll add them in, like, a, like, random, like, album review video that we do at some point.
Yeah.
But for now, we're just going to do her, like, studio albums that everyone knows and loves. Starting with Dangerously in Love.
I'm looking so crazy right now.
Oh, shit.
Also,
Elise on the vocals today.
If you hear me sniffling, I feel like I'm getting sick. So
thanks for telling me.
Sorry.
I love that.
So if you hear little...
Ooh.
Just know that it's just me getting a little bit sicky.
And also, if you do hear them and you don't like it, I'm so sorry. Ben
wasn't a part of it.
I didn't know about this until now. But anyway, this album was released on June 23rd, 2003.
June 23rd?
Yes.
My birthday is June 11th, 2003. So literally
you were 12 days old.
Yeah, when this came out.
When Beyoncé came out. She was like,
okay, I need to pop this album out real quick.
Yeah, right?
I've grown up with Beyonce's career.
You have. Very iconic. This album spawned 5 singles. 5 singles.
Oh, really?
We have Crazy in Love featuring Jay-Z.
Yeah.
We have Baby Boy featuring Sean Paul.
Yeah.
We have Me, Myself and I. We have Naughty Girl. And we have The Closer I Get to You featuring Luther Vandross.
Was Dangerously in Love not a single?
It wasn't.
Oh.
So fun thing about this. On the album, it's called Dangerously in Love 2 because it actually was originally like a song on one of Destiny's Child's albums.
Oh, really?
And she re-recorded it for the album because I think like she wanted it to be more recognized.
She wanted it to be hers.
She probably was like, I thought this song would pop off more, but it didn't.
Let's give this one another try.
So she named the album after it. She was like, I'm going to let them know. No one's forgetting this song.
Let them know.
And honestly, they shouldn't have forgotten this song. It's iconic.
Yeah.
But this album has so many iconic pieces. It's got obviously features from a lot of iconic artists, as we said, Jay-Z, Sean Paul, Big Boy, Sleepy Brown, Missy Elliott, which is really slay. Another Jay-Z feature. We've got Luther Vandross, and then the Jay-Z song.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Bonnie
is
and
it
Clyde
this
as
one?
well. No,
Yeah.
there's 3 if you count that. So there's also one. That's right. There's the one that's how you like it. I forgot about that one.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep.
But yeah, no.
I know what's not in your top 10.
But yes, this album is very iconic. It is. I remember watching this, like the videos to these songs. I remember the album cover.
Yeah, I mean, the album cover is iconic. The top on
as a
it.
kid going, I want to wear that top. I want to wear that top.
She looks like a baby as well. Like she
So
looks
beautiful.
like gorgeous.
Did you also notice there's something that I watched a video pointed out and being like, Beyonce is so iconic that her hair created a love heart from the wind.
Bitch, where?
On that corner there, do you see it?
No.
At the top.
Let me get up on my phone. I can't.
Let her have a look at it. But literally, go search up the Dangerously in Love album cover if you haven't.
Oh yeah.
There's a part. The wind literally shaped a heart.
So cute.
Which is so iconic.
She just loves us.
She is.
That was her sign to say, "I love you, Elise. You were just born, and I love you.
I love you, Houston.
I love you, Houston."
I love that. All right, so
beautiful woman.
As we know, yes, so many iconic things. This album went number 1 in so many countries. I'm not going to read them all, but did go number 1 in the US. Number 2 in Australia, which is a little bit sad.
That hurt.
That hurts a little bit. It's 3 times platinum though in Australia, which is wild, and in the US it's 6 times platinum.
Jeez,
that's crazy.
Is rolling in money.
Oh yeah,
she is absolutely.
The 2 of them are rolling in money. What are you talking about?
Not even funny.
She is an absolute icon, and
Superstar.
Superstar. She's the alien superstar. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it.
She's one of one.
She's number one.
She's the only one.
Yes. So let's get into talking about the top fives. I think you should go first.
I should go first? Okay.
What's your top five?
Can I just say this album, definitely 2000s vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Like soft R&B.
But good 2000s.
Yeah. Like really soft R&B vibes, like real 2000s. Like that's the best way to explain it. I said definitely early 2000s era coded. So my top fives, going from number 5 is Signs featuring Missy Elliott.
Iconic.
Number 4 is Dangerously in Love.
Yes.
Number 3 is Baby Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Naughty Girl.
Okay.
And number 1 is Crazy in Love.
Mm.
I love Crazy in Love because you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of my favorite movie, well, one of my favorites, which is White Chicks. And you know when they walk out on the stage like, boom, boom, boom. Whenever I hear that song, all I can picture is the bloody Britney and Tiffany walking onto that stage. I love that.
The video is so iconic to that song.
Yeah.
Like I have it burned into my brain of her in the little white singlet, the little short shorts and the red pumps walking down that street. It's so iconic.
Yes.
I can't ever
So
not think.
good.
And the fan of like her, like with all the lights around her and all that's so good.
I think the singles in this album are so like stand outish compared to the rest.
She still performs them today.
Yeah, that's how good they are.
They're so good.
So good. Tell me about yours.
My top 5. So number 5 is Baby Boy featuring Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is Naughty Girl. Number 3 is Crazy in Love featuring Jay-Z. Number 2 is Dangerously in Love.
Yeah.
And my number 1 song is Me, Myself, and I.
Why?
I love this song. What are you talking about?
That's one of the songs I forget about.
I
in
love
the
this
album.
song. All the ladies, if you feel me, come and turn it on. Oh, it's so good.
I just like
Me, myself, and I. It's all
I
I got
know.
at the end. It's what I
go
found
on.
out. Oh,
Hey.
it's so good.
I just think for me, it's like a lot of the songs that aren't like the more like poppy boom 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 songs are kind of like the low key. They sound similar to me.
Fair. I think I just love this song. I think it's like so beautiful, and it's like R&B at its core. Like it feels so like it's a staple R&B song of the 2000s to me. And so for that, it's like my number 1. I love it. And Dangerously in Love, I do not think would have been that high except I saw it on the Renaissance tour now. And then she opened with that song and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this song. I fucking love this song. I was like speechless. So good.
Your bottoms or my bottoms?
Let's do yours.
Okay. My not a fan award goes to Be With You.
Mm-hmm.
My Skip It award goes to The Closer I Get to You. And my Erase It award is Speechless. I just think it's so slow and so it just drags on for me.
Yes. Well, mine, we have different ones, except for one song. It's the same. My Skip It. Oh no, not a fan. Not a fan's first.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Third worst is Speechless.
Mm-hmm.
Second for me, which is the Skip It award, is Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
she's back.
And my Erase It award is Hip Hop Star. I personally feel like this song has not like aged well in the production department, in my opinion. Like I listen to it now and I'm like, oh.
I know, but I feel like a lot of the songs on that album do.
That one specifically though
really
is so wild. Like go and if you don't know this song, like if you only know the singles, go and listen to that song. It is so iconically 2000s coded.
It is.
Like late 90s, early 2000s coded. And to me, I listen to it and I just go like, ooh, it's too much.
Girl.
Like I love some of that sound of the 2000s and the 90s. Like I love it. But that one specifically, I was like, I can't do it.
To be fair, like this isn't an album I listen to much besides like my tops.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's definitely, it's one of like an album that I think like is so iconic because it was the birth of like Beyonce's solo career.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at like where it went, I mean, it's definitely nowhere near the top. Like,
Yeah.
it's like probably number 7 for me out of these 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if I think about it, yeah, it'd be number 7 for me.
Okay, well, don't give away your bottoms and whatnot.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Let's move on to albums to this fucking album.
It's my B-Day.
B-Day.
It's my B-Day.
This album is so fucking iconic.
It is.
This album, in my opinion, is so fucking slept on. Like, in my opinion.
Really?
The people listen to fucking Beautiful Liar and they listen to Irreplaceable and that's it. So sorry, but this album, she was so ahead of it. Like, to me, like, this album is so... Like, if this album came out today, I feel like this album would go fucking off. Like, it's so good. Like, all of the songs that... I don't want to give them away because I don't want people to hear what my favorites are yet. But, like, there's so many iconic pieces. This was the first time she did a music video for every single song.
Oh, yeah.
Which is also iconic. And this, like, became, like, a thing for Beyonce. I just absolutely adore this album. It's so good.
Sorry, I'm yawning.
Sorry for boring you, but
yeah.
I mean, I need people to get behind this album.
I know you're passionate about it, but I just don't agree.
Really?
It's just for me, I don't know. There's just something about like comparing what she's done then to what she does now that's just like so much more elevated. That I look back to those older albums, I'm like, bitch, she wish.
To me, B-Day was like the direction I think that she's heading in now. And after B-Day, the 2 albums that came after were more aimed very much towards like what's popular on the radio right now. Right. Like, what are we, like, let's follow the trends. And I feel like B-Day was like a record that she was like, I'm going to do what I like. And then if it wasn't for B-Day, I feel like albums like Renaissance and those like wouldn't have spawned because they're so, like, to me, like, B-Day is like the little sister of those types of albums. Like, it feels very like grandiose and like just so like big, and like so many different sounds are like thrown into this record, and I love that about this record.
I think you're going to be really butthurt about my number 1.
Oh, don't even.
Anyway, you can start.
Okay. Number 5. Number 5, my bronze award goes to Frickum Dress. Get your frickum dress on. It's so good. I love it. It's so good. Number 4, my silver is Ring the Alarm. Yeah. I love this fucking song. This is Angry Beyonce at her finest. Number 3, my gold. I love this fucking song with all my heart. Kitty Cat. That's so hot. Such a hot song. Number 2 is Green Light. And now I'm scared because I feel like it could be that. And then my number 1, possibly like top 5 favorite Beyonce songs of all time for me is Flaws and All. I absolutely love this song. The first opening line of that song, I'm a train wreck in the morning and I'm a bitch in the afternoon. Yeah. That is iconic.
It is iconic.
And seeing that live on the Renaissance tour, because like I've always loved that song, and she never performed that. Even on the Beyonce Experience tour when I went, when she was promoting this record, I don't believe she performed it live, or if she did, I was too young to really appreciate this song. Yeah. And seeing this song live as an adult, I was like, holy fucking shit. This song is so fucking good. Oh, it's so good. And the way she does it live, like, we need a live album of the Renaissance tour. Like,
we do. Honest, oh my goodness.
I need it.
I need the remixes and the joints of all the songs.
She needs to do it. She better do it. Or at least put it like the movie out.
Oh yeah, so I can watch it.
So we can watch it. I'll watch it every day.
So this album, I do like it, but this album I like went into it and I knew like your top songs, obviously. So when I listened to the album, I liked them. I'm
already upset.
More. My number 5 goes to Deja Vu.
That was really close to being in mine. I love that song.
My number 4 is Flaws and All. I do really like that song. I really like that song. Also another thing, I love Beyonce ballads.
She's iconic on the ballads.
Number 3 is Irreplaceable. I fuck that shit up in the car.
To the left, to the left.
You're irreplaceable. I sing that to Connor.
It's a very iconic song.
My number 2 is Upgrade You.
Also a bop.
Because I just love thinking that I could dance to that. Let me upgrade your money, that's amazing, you know? And you're going to hate my number one, I feel. But this song has such a special place in my heart because, like, I just had, like, there's a lot of times where things have happened.
I'm a worldwide woman.
No, fucking no. No. My number one is just, there's been where things have happened in my life and, like, I've listened to the song and I don't know why, but it just, like, has made me feel so hurt, made me feel so seen.
Oh, I know what it is.
It's Listen.
Listen.
Yeah, from the I literally, whenever that song comes on, I always get goosebumps. Like, I love that song. It's made me cry so many times. Like, I know the song back to front, but I will listen to that on the car ride home after a really bad day and I will cry because it's just such a beautiful song.
That was another one. Like, this album was so hard for me to choose my top 5 because there were so many that, like, I was like, oh, but Deja Vu, or oh, but Listen. And, like, I think those songs I love so much and I've loved for years, but there's new ones that have come forward and that's why I chose them.
You know what gets me is when she goes,
excuse me if you can hear me, I just got a little bit of a little bit burpy.
Sorry, I was about to break down and you
go
just
on,
cut
go
me
in.
off. It's when it gets me when she goes, oh, listen, boom, boom, boom. And the Glee version, you know when the girl sings Sunshine, is that her name? When I'm
currently rewatching Glee.
I'm such a Glee
fan.
I
just saw that recently and I remember watching that being like, oh, and also Mercedes singing the other Dreamgirls song and I'm telling you.
Yeah. When the girl when Sunshine sings it in Glee, honestly, when I watched that, I was like, I want to sing like that one day. Like, I want to be Sunshine. And you know when Sunshine, when she does that moment, she like hits her hands out to the sides, like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
you know? I'm
so
like,
good.
oh, I wish I was you, Sunshine.
Before we do our bottoms, I also realized we flopped.
Oh, we did
We didn't read out anything about B-Day. We just moved into it. I think we were too excited.
Girl, you haven't got the document out. That's why.
We got it here. It's fine. So B-Day was released on September 4th, 2006. This album had 6 singles. Deja Vu featuring Jay-Z, Ring the Alarm, Irreplaceable, Beautiful Liar featuring Shakira, Get Me Bodied, and Green Light. So many iconic songs. This album also had like a deluxe version come out eventually. This album had... Sorry, I'm getting to my thing here. It won the Grammy for Best R&B Album, by the way, which is iconic, as it should. This album featured Jay-Z at least twice. The collabs between them two, oh my God.
Wild.
I think he's the only feature on this album.
Oh.
Oh, and Bun B and Slim Thug on Check
Shakira.
On It. And then on the on the deluxe, we have Shakira on Beautiful Liar, of course.
Sorry, I'm just readjusting.
That's all right. So, I mean, and on the Spanish song, Amor Gitano, or I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, you got a feature from Alejandro Fernandez.
No!
This is very chaotic.
Got my phone, sorry.
But, yeah, no, they were our tops, but we're going to do our bottoms now because we did it backwards and I promise we won't. I'm just
looking at Beyonce's Spotify right now. Crazy in Love is number 5.
It's because of Cowboy Carter.
I know, but I find it crazy that Crazy in Love is the number 5.
But the thing is, the way they do it is it's the most streamed songs of right this minute.
Oh, right.
So Crazy in Love will probably go back up once the hype behind Cowboy Carter goes down a little bit.
Right.
Because Crazy in Love is her second most streamed song of all time. Her most streamed is Halo.
Oh,
which,
right.
I mean, go on. You know, we'll get to that. But
okay.
let's do our bottoms so we can get to that. What's our bottoms?
I think like 2 of my bottoms are understood. You're going to kick off at one of my bottoms. So my not a fan award is Kitty Cat. I just don't like it.
I got diamonds on my necklace, diamonds on my records.
It's so like...
Oh, it's so good.
I'm sure if I was there at the time, I would have liked it.
My body. Oh, it's so good. Come on.
No, it's not for me.
That song fucking slaps.
Now, these 2 are purely because they're on the work playlist. My Skip It Award is Sugar Mama.
Oh, I do like Sugar Mama though.
I don't like
song.
Sugar Mama because of how much I've heard it.
Yeah.
And then my Erase It Award is Worldwide Woman.
I'm a worldwide woman.
But to be fair...
www.
But to be fair, even like, because I remember hearing this on the workplace, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Beyonce. I was still like, why this song? I was like, why?
So like our work playlist I mean, we talked about this when we did the Ariana episode.
Yeah.
It ruins
Every
so
song.
many songs. I still somehow though the songs that play in our playlist at the moment from Renaissance haven't been ruined for me.
Well, when there's the Lady Gaga songs on there, they're still
they're
good
the
for
only
me.
bit, like Lady Gaga and the 2 Renaissance songs are like the only part where I'm like, oh, good. Or when they play Woman by Doja Cat.
Yeah.
That's also
which is a very rarity. Like,
it's
I
a
feel
rarity.
like
I feel like our playlist also doesn't play the exact same place every day. It changes around.
Yeah, definitely.
The order of it, except for the first song. It always plays the Dua Lipa Dance the Night from Barbie.
Baby, you can find me under the night.
That's the way we open our day every day.
Yeah.
But
what's your bottoms?
my bottoms. Number 3 is Resentment. So my not a fan. My skip it is If. And my number 1 is definitely Well Loved Woman. I'm sorry. I love Beyonce and I love everything she's ever done except for that song.
I'm a woman.
That song.
W.
And you know what's funny? I remember back in the day, I remember there was like a thing about like Rihanna or someone was going to get on. I think it was Rihanna was going to be on the remix of Worldwide Woman. And I'm so glad that never happened. I want Rihanna and Beyonce to collab. I think it'd be iconic, but not that song.
Not well. What would you do if they brought it out like tomorrow?
I'd probably stan it. Let's be real.
You'd switch
My
up real
2
quick.
favorite artists of all time collabing on a song, anything they do, I'd be like, yes.
You'd switch it up real quick.
Rihanna and Beyonce, like for people that can't work it out, Rihanna and Beyonce are like my 2 like
They're your
absolute top of the
defs.
tops. So let's move on to I Am Sasha Fierce. This album was a double album. I Am was her more personal songs, and Sasha Fierce, which was disc 2, was her alter ego and her more like on stage.
She split it up?
Yeah, so that's
I didn't know that.
not on the platinum edition, but on the original when you buy the CD.
Yeah,
because I bought the CD back in the day.
Of course you did.
You
saved up your hard-earned cash for that.
Of course. You'd get disc 1 would be I Am, and that's her, like, and her like personal stuff. And then you'd have Sasha Fierce, which would be like disc 2 and her like more like in your face.
Yeah, poppier
her
stuff.
alter ego, like what she's like on stage.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm getting a bit burpy.
Go on. That Coke's getting to you, doll.
It is, but it's so good.
That Coke no sugar making you gassy.
I love it. This album was officially released as Beyonce's 3rd album on November 12th. I missed the one. In 2008. Iconic. This album was wildly iconic. A game
changer, I feel.
This album had 9 singles.
Oh, go on. It was a big album though, wasn't it?
She was pushing this album. Yeah. It wasn't giant, but like, I mean, it was definitely like, had a good amount of songs in it. But I think this album was like, this was when Beyonce hit like, to me, like, everyone was talking about Beyonce.
Yeah, I think
she
so
was
too.
at the top of her game.
Yeah.
And this album was just like everywhere. Everyone was talking about her.
Yeah.
This album had the singles If I Were a Boy, Single Ladies Put a Ring on It, Diva, Halo, Ego, Sweet Dreams, Broken Hearted Girl, Video Phone, and Why Don't You Love Me? Holy shit.
Whenever I hear the words "Why Don't You Love Me," I just think of that Justin Bieber song.
Why don't you love me?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
As long as you love me.
Yeah, I know, but I sing it. Why don't you love me?
I love
that's what I sing to my cat when she starts scratching me. Why don't you love me?
So the original version of this album, disc 1 had 6 songs and disc 2 had 5 songs. So it was 11 songs originally, but the platinum edition gave it up to 18 songs. So she really popped her puss onto that.
She said, "I'm showing you, Sasha."
So iconic. There's so many songs on this. There's so many amazing remixes that came from this too.
Sasha Colby, did she get her drag name from Sasha Fierce or?
I'm actually not sure about that. Possibly. I don't want to say yes.
So I feel like a lot of drag queens have like some form of Sasha in their name.
How many fucking drag queens either say, I'm the Beyonce of drag? Because she is the standard. She is. I mean, like, there are queens that I'm like, okay, I see what they mean.
I think Sasha Colby's the Beyonce of drag, personally.
She could be. I also think her yeah, Sasha Colby is like the Beyonce of drag.
Yeah.
I also could see that for, I think, well, no, Simone to me is the Rihanna of drag.
Right. Yeah.
But like, there's just so many iconic queens who are like always, it's like almost once a season. There's the one queen that comes in, they're always like, I'm the Beyonce
Who do you think
of
it's this
drag.
season? I feel like the person that would say that, but it's not really, would be Q. Like, Q would say, I'm the Beyonce of drag. And then everyone's there like, duh, with those sort of feet. I don't
feel
think
like if
so.
anyone's the Beyonce of drag, it's Morphine.
I'm thinking Saphira.
Or Saphira.
Yeah.
But also Morphine, I think, could be. She's pretty iconic.
Morphine gives like baby Beyonce. Like, she's not at that top level of Beyonce
speaking
yet.
of though, that bitch can fucking paint a face.
Oh my gosh. If I ever have a wedding artist like to do my makeup, I would want Morphine. Because you know what?
It'd be severe.
You would cry, you could sweat, you could fucking be in a tornado, bitch, and you'd come out looking like the same fucking person.
She's so stunning.
Oh my gosh. I did you watch her?
She does paint like Carly Uchis.
Did you
But
did you watch her? Have you watched the YouTube of her?
I haven't yet. I need to.
Her products, I'm like, I would never think of using this.
Yeah.
But she's stunning. Oh my goodness.
That.
Even in boy drag, she's gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
There's the video of her. There's a picture of her that's like she would run a Sephora like an army.
Like it's the military.
And I was like,
she would.
So true. Also, everyone's saying that her out of drag looks like the ladybug from Bug's Life.
I agree though. I was like, no wonder she looks so comforting.
I love it. Anyway, back to Beyonce. Yeah, no, this is really iconic. Let's get into our tops and bottoms. There is also, by the way, before we get into that, our featured artists for this album. On the remix of Ego, you have Kanye West. Yeah. And on the remix of Videophone, you have Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Which is an icon. Icons recognize icons.
Icon.
Absolutely. This album also was number 1 everywhere.
Yeah,
except Australia again. What's Australia doing?
Girl, move over.
Come
bloody
on.
Delta Goodrum, Guy Sebastian, move them over.
Yet it goes 5 times platinum in Australia, and in America it went 6 times platinum as well.
I swear they're too obsessed with Pink. All the middle-aged women are looking at Pink, not at Beyonce.
They always, yeah. If you're in Australia, you'll know there's something about Pink that sends every fucking Aussie mum into an absolute frenzy.
Until I want to say like 2 years ago, I thought she was actually Australian. That's how much like she is loved in Australian culture.
She's loved.
Fucking wild. Okay.
What's your tops?
Oh no, what's just happened?
Oh no.
What just happened? Oh no, we're good.
Okay, good.
I don't know what happened.
You're holding your lip balm.
Yeah, girl, my lips are crusty. I'm a Accutane. Okay, so my number 5, purely because of how iconic and how world changing and how much it's just changed everyone, is Single Ladies. It's not my favorite song. Like, I wouldn't like listen to it frequently, but I think literally everyone and their mother knows that song. And for that reason, it needs to be in my tops, just because like you cannot make a song that iconic and for it not to be known that well, you know?
Yes.
Because and also my sister made me do this dance and I had to film it. So, and I fucking love it because of Glee too. Because in Glee, that's like how Kurt's dad finds out he's gay because he's dancing to that in the basement.
That episode is so iconic. Though.
So funny.
My favorite thing is him going like this up to the ball and then he kicks it.
Yeah.
It's so good. I need my music. I need my music.
Yeah. So,
it's so good.
Like it's not something I listen to on the daily. It's not something like I'll pop it out at karaoke and I'll slay.
As you should.
But I think it's just because of how big and how iconic that song has become. I can't not put it in my tops just because I purely respect that grind, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
My number 4 is Ego.
Got a big ego. I love a big ego.
I love both versions, but I think just the original version I prefer more than the Kanye West version.
Got a big ego.
Bum, bum, bum. I just think I prefer just the original version, straight up.
Fair.
3 is Broken Hearted Girl. Broken Hearted Girl.
I don't want a broken heart.
Girl, she be feeling things. Number 2 is Sweet Dreams. And number 1 is Diva, but the Renaissance version of Diva. If we could have that version of Diva, because every time I listen to Diva from like ever, I just think of the Renaissance
And
version.
you play just wanna rock in your
Diva
head.
is a and I just listen to think of her dancing.
Yeah, iconic.
They're my tops.
And Sweet Dreams also mixing into Alien Superstar
Exactly.
on the
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's another reason why it's up there. I can only
turn the lights on.
Like literally I can't like you said before, since watching the Renaissance movie, I can't see like those songs and not think of those moments in the tour.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't not think of them. Like it's in my, I'll listen to it on my way home and I'm just thinking of her dancing in my brain.
Oh, it's so iconic. Mm-hmm. Well,
Tell me your taps.
my number 5, specifically the remix, Video Phone
Oh yeah.
with Lady Gaga.
That was going to be up there.
That song is so hot. That song is so hot. The video is so hot. Everything about that is so hot.
Did Telephone also come out around the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer Telephone more.
I do too, but also I think the song is just so like, it's so iconic. Like,
Yeah.
I remember the video, like the video is like men but with a camera as their head.
Yeah,
And then like
exactly.
Beyonce's like dancing with her little gun and so is Lady Gaga. It's so good. I love it. Number 4, Why Don't You Love Me? I love this song. It's so good. What are you talking about? You better sit down and look around. Because you must have bumped your head. And I love you enough to talk some sense back into you, honey.
Oh my
I love it. I know
gosh.
all
You
of
are
that.
passionate about this.
I hate to see you come home for me, the kids, and the dog is gone.
Oh my god. I'm getting drilled right now.
So good. I love it. It's such a good song. I think it's amazing.
Go on.
Number 2, Sweet Dreams. We have the same number 2. And number 1, your number
Did
2
you
was
say
Sweet
your number
Dreams.
4? Oh, Why Don't You Love Me?
Sorry, I didn't say
What?
number 3.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3 was Ego.
The original?
The Kanye version.
The Kanye version.
Yeah, I love the Kanye
You're a Kanye
version.
person.
And then number 2, we agree on Sweet Dreams. And
Nice.
number 1, we agree on Diva.
Yes, we're nearly there.
We're nearly there.
We could.
One day we're going to have one where we
It's
have
going to
the
be
exact
so rare.
same top 5. And then if it's the exact same bottom 3 too, that would be iconic.
That would be what I think
That's
like
the day
we'll
we
get
quit the
close with
podcast.
some episodes.
That's the day we quit the podcast.
Yeah, that's the day it ends. But I think we're going to get really close for some. Like really
really
close.
We've been close a few times.
No, but I reckon there'll be one where it's literally like one difference.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we got the same top 2.
Iconic.
What's your bottoms?
My bottoms. Okay, so this is purely because when I did singing lessons, my music teacher, she was just an intense singing teacher and made me sing the same song over and over again for a full like year. So my Not a Fan award is Halo because I literally had to sing that song.
Those walls are built.
Yeah, so and all I can think of is whenever I sing it is my fucking singing teacher go, use your diaphragm voice or don't go into your head.
My singing teacher, because like I used to sing a lot from my throat, so I wouldn't be singing from down here, which is not good for your voice. And my singing teacher, I'm not kidding, would come up and go like this into my stomach if I wasn't doing it right.
Oh my gosh.
And she'd like hold her thing there, and if I like stopped like tensing my stomach to sing properly, she'd go like this while I was singing.
My God.
An icon.
She would just yell at me.
She wanted the best for me.
She did.
And you know, she got the best.
And look at you now.
Look at me.
My Skip It award is Honesty. Purely because her voice does not match the track. Have you listened to that song back to back? Her voice sounds fucked. Like
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Some of the deep cuts on I Am Sasha Fierce. This is what I was saying. I was having this conversation before. We were having this before we started filming this. I said to Elise that I Am Sasha Fierce has some iconic songs, but a lot of it has not aged well. It hasn't. I'm sorry. Some of the production choices on this album are so weird. So weird.
Well, honestly, it's almost like her voice like is not in the right tone as the track behind it, or there's just something because some notes she hits and I'm like, ooh, girl.
But like, it's probably not her fault. It can't be hers. It's Beyonce.
She has no problems.
It's the
she has
people
no
behind
faults.
her. No.
She's perfect.
She's perfect.
And my number,
Don't kill us, Beyonce.
and
We love you.
girl, Ave Maria did not need to be on this
I
album.
love her cover of Ave Maria. I love it.
It did not need to be on this album. It did not.
Do you know why this is on the album?
Why?
So
I don't want to hear it.
before this album came out, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is true. Before this album came out, at the inauguration for Obama, she performed Ave Maria at his inauguration.
What's inauguration?
Like where he gets like sworn in as president.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because this came out in the same year he became president,
Right,
2008. Yeah. And then people loved it so much that she made a recorded version for I Am Sasha Fierce because people were like, I love it.
I did not need it.
So
I did not need it. I listened to it. I'm like, what the fuck, Beyonce? I did not need Ave Maria.
Yeah, so real.
Get rid of Maria.
Get rid of Maria.
Ave.
Oh. Well, mine are very different to yours.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Save the Hero. Very, very like 2000s coded song.
It is.
And it's just like, even the lyricism behind the song, it's just like, okay, we get it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Number 2, we agree on Honesty. Weird song.
What is there going on with that song?
Weird.
I was listening to it in the gym. I had to like re-listen to it 3 times because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Is this Beyonce right now?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Beyonce. And number 1, my erase it is That's Why You're Beautiful.
I don't even remember the song.
It's just, that's exactly right. It is such a random, just like song that just exists. So yeah, that's my least favorite. But
sorry, B.
Beyonce to me, like even when the songs aren't like hitting, I still love her. Like on the song, I'm like, she's so iconic.
She's so real for that.
Like even when World War Woman plays, I'm like, I'm trying so hard to like it because it's Beyonce.
You know what? She's thinking she is a worldwide woman.
She is.
Yeah,
she is honestly. She's
is
not wrong.
The female Mr. Worldwide.
This podcast is over. Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Imagine her on a remix of I Know You
Worldwide
Want Me.
woman. It's Mr. Worldwide.
No, imagine
Is
her
this a worldwide
imagine
woman?
her on a remix of like Hotel Room Service or like I Know You Want Me. You know I want you.
I can picture her doing that song actually. I know you want me. Or like instead of saying like hotel room service, she's like, I'm in my house. Take him back to my house.
When I grow up, I want me a house.
When I grow up, I'm gonna take you to the hotel Holiday Inn.
Well, iconic. We love this album. Well, she's forever iconic. She's forever iconic.
She is.
The only tour of hers I have not gone to.
Sasha Fierce.
Besides the ones with Jay-Z, but like I don't count those. But I wish I saw them live. They're iconic.
Go on.
And Coachella. Imagine if you got to go to Beyonce's Coachella. Oh, Beachella.
I was I was a child. Like I could not have gone to like Coachella on my own, but oh my goodness, I regret not seeing like Beachella live because holy shit. I look back on that now and it's still like the best like performance.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Look, it does.
Oh my god, she has goosebumps, everybody.
Like
she's
just
not lying.
The band and she brings out Destiny's Child
and Solange, her sister. They danced together during Get Me Body.
Did they?
Get Me Body, that's the person who comes on that sister, yeah.
And she has the best fucking like stage ever, and like there's just something about it that really gets me going.
I can tell you haven't done your homework since from
I
the
did
Tyler
not
the
do
Creator
my
episode when I
homework,
said you should go
no.
listen to Solange.
I actually watched like when I was editing the episode, I was like,
Her song "Don't Touch My Hair."
Okay.
She has a song, and I'm not kidding. She goes, "Don't touch my hair." It's iconic.
Wow, that sounds like it's gonna be in my bottoms.
No. And Cranes in the Sky. Oh my god.
Iconic.
Stay Flow is also a really good song. We're going to move on to the album 4. Our last album for part 1.
We're doing so good for time.
We are. We're
getting into the flow of it, kind of.
Yeah, only 53 minutes. I think this is good. We're doing well, guys. We're on it.
We're on it.
It's happening.
Yeah.
4. This
So-
album, I prefer the other album cover to this, to be honest.
Me too, but that is the
But
album
that's
cover.
the one on streaming.
This is probably like my first like proper Beyonce album that I like listened to on my own almost. Like my sister was with me through I'm Sasha Fierce and kind of going on to 4, but this was kind of the first album where I was like, okay, I get it now. Like I get it.
This was also her first album of the 2010s. This was released June 24th, 2011.
11.
The same year as Adele, 21. Same year as Loud, Rihanna. Same year as Born This Way, Lady Gaga.
Big
This was a
album.
big year for music.
Definitely.
This album had 7 singles. She has so many singles off her albums. I did not realize that because her latest ones, she has like 2.
Yeah, definitely. Because she knows how strong her albums is. She doesn't need
them.
Yeah.
This album, Run the World Girls, Best Thing I Never Had, Party featuring Andre 3000, Love on Top, Countdown, I Care, and End of Time. Iconic. So many iconic songs on this record.
So many iconic songs.
Andre 3000's the only feature as well.
Yeah,
on this
definitely.
record. Except there's a remix of that with J. Cole as well. But I think the Andre one's a bit better, to be honest.
Yeah, I've only listened to that one.
So, before we get into that, sorry, we're a little bit out of sorts today because we haven't done it in a few weeks. Number 2 in Australia.
Who is doing this?
And you know what the sad thing is? It's taken her all the way to this in Texas to get number 1.
That is wild. What is Pink doing to us?
Number 1 in the US.
As always.
It's probably because Adele was blocking her from number 1, to be honest.
Yeah.
Adele dominated that whole year.
Yeah.
2 times platinum in Australia. Okay. And 4 times platinum in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Iconic. This is probably one of her lowest
definitely.
ones, which is interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. Do you want me to do mine first?
Yes, you do yours first.
Number 5 for me. This album is interesting because I do love this record, but there's a lot of songs to me that I don't find myself going to very often. Like,
really?
to me, the best songs of this record are the ballads. Like, number 5 for me is Rather Die Young. I love this song. It's so beautiful. And it's just her vocals on it. It's insane. You're going to say it's in your bottom. I already can see it. You got the best of me.
I think we just have such different music tastes. Like I do love a ballad, but it depends on the situation, like what it's up against.
Number 4 is Countdown.
Oh yeah.
Boy. Oh. And you know she did that video while she was pregnant, but they hit it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Number 3. Who Run the World?
Girls. Who run this mother?
Of course, Run the World. Iconic song.
It's iconic to this day.
The
so dance.
Iconic. Yeah, the when I saw her on the Mrs. Carter tour, that was her first song, like her opening, and she came out of the ground. She was standing like this, like just so iconic, and like she stood there for like 2 minutes without saying a thing, and people were just screaming and screaming and screaming, and then out of nowhere she just goes like that and starts doing Run the World. And it's so good.
Who run this mother?
Number
Beyonce.
Number 2 for me is I Miss You. I love this song. It's so beautiful.
Okay.
Do you know what that song's about?
What is it about?
From the movie she made around this era, she had a miscarriage.
Oh, really?
Before Blue, I believe. And this song was dedicated to that child. So if it's in your bottoms, feel bad about that. Okay. My favorite song from this album, possibly one of my favorite songs of Beyonce's career, I Care. I fucking love this song.
I Care.
It's so good. She still performs this today, and
Beautiful
it's so
song.
good. Like at the end of the song, like when it's like the guitar playing the and she's literally singing with the guitar.
Yeah.
In full, like in vocal range. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
iconic.
Holy shit.
Love I Care.
Tell me yours.
So
I'm going to be disappointed.
No, like I said, this album was kind of like my first album I listened to by myself. So I would have been like, when was this? 2011? I was 8.
You were.
So a lot of the songs I've stuck around.
Was I 12?
I don't know. How old are you? When were you born?
2011. Yeah, about that. I was about 12, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. 12, 13.
And, like, I don't know, I have so many memories with my sister with this song because, like, she's 7 years older than me. So if I was, what did I say I was 8? She would have been 15, kind of going on 16, semi-ish. So she would have been like going.
You are 16,
Going on 17. She would have been like on the aux cord, like on the car rides, you know, like kind of doing that stuff. And so a lot of the songs I feel are very like just what I like look back on and think is nostalgia. Good times. Yeah, exactly. So you're going to probably read me to filth. Okay. But this one was really hard for me to pick my top 5.
See, really I don't have a sibling like I never had a sibling that lived like I have 2 half brothers that live in the States. But, like, I've never grew up with siblings around me to influence me. So it was always me
It's
alone.
like, it's the best and worst thing to have a sibling because you literally, like, can fucking hate them. But at the same time, you're like, I guess I'm stuck with you. So I guess I like you.
Yeah, I know. So, like, I mean, everything was discovered from me.
Yeah.
So, like.
You have no altering
there's
sort of
no one's influence or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, my number 5 is I Care.
I'm so glad that's on your list. I was gonna say.
It was really hard for my top 5
because that song is amazing.
I love Party. I can't think of any other songs on there. Hold on, let me get up the Spotify thing now. I love Party. I love
Dance for You is good.
1+1. Like I love so many songs on there.
Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. Oh whoa.
My number 4 is School in Life.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 is same as yours, Run the World.
Of course.
Girls who run this mother. Ow. Number 2 is Love on Top, purely because of my memory that I have with my sister of like her forcing me to learn that dance. And now I know the whole dance. And like there's something about when she just jumps up all those chords. I'm like, God damn.
It's next
insane.
level. Like
it's
I respect it.
And I know that dance off by heart, and I know the music video off by heart. Like it's just wild.
Oh, so good.
And then my number 1 is End of Time.
Banger.
Because I just listen to it like to myself, like in the car. I just love that song. I love End of Time.
One thing I thought was so hot on. I know we keep going back to the Renaissance tour, but it's
just
so
too iconic.
Is when not every show she did. The songs Thick, All Up in Your Mind, and Drunk in Love, people started calling them the big 3 because if like you did at your show, you got the big 3. It was like a special thing. She only did it at specific shows. And because I was in Houston, of course she did it.
Of course she was going to do it.
And the way to find out if you were getting the big 3 is there was a specific video interlude that would start playing before it. And it started playing at mine, and it starts with End of Time.
Oh,
so it starts the but it's playing with the beat of Thick behind it, and it sounded so fucking good.
I love that.
So good. Yeah. It was so good. But yeah, End of Time's a real like bop.
God take mine. There's just something about
I won't let you go.
There's just something about it that makes me just feel so empowered. And I think this was like the era she started like really believing in like not
heavy
women
empowerment.
Heavy empowerment. Like obviously you see like
I remember when I saw her on this tour as well, like her whole band was all women.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
And she's definitely carried that out like throughout, but I feel like this is the first like
that's the one thing about Beyoncé as well. I don't think that we have talked about really at all. She has been a voice for so many different people. She's been a huge voice for women, a huge voice for the Black community, and a huge voice for the LGBT community 100%. As well. She is absolutely
she's mother to all.
Unbelievably iconic. And if that's the thing is like you cannot like Beyonce's music, you cannot like whatever. You cannot deny this woman is the greatest musician 100%. Of our current time. Even though my favorite artist is Rihanna, I'll admit this. Beyonce is the greatest artist alive right now.
And she just made so many people feel heard. Like, honestly, like, I can't sit here and say I've struggled with, like, heaps of, like, big things in my life. Like, I've struggled with things, don't get me wrong, but I'm very blessed and I've grown up in a very good family and stuff. But, like, there's just, like, when things have happened, like, there's been songs where I'm like, oh, my goodness, like, I understand and I feel so, like, like, empowered and I can feel like I can do the next thing. And it's just, like, you know, like, things like when you're at school and you're a little girl getting bullied and like by these like fucking 12-year-old skinny twig boys, but then you'll go home listening Who Run the World girls and you like mentally know like these boys are fuckwits because I've got Beyonce on my side, you know.
I know. Even the gays as well, like women run the world.
I'm gonna tear up. This is really emotional, but
I
like
love that. Iconic.
She's just such like she's such a queen, and I don't think like anyone can get to that power of status where they can be so loving and open to that amount of people and have so many many people supporting them as well.
She really is. She's like next level.
Yeah, wild.
What's your bottoms? Let's throw now. After we're talking the best things about her, let's talk bad about her.
My
JK.
bottoms. This is hard because, like I said, I don't really have very many memories of like other songs.
Yeah.
So my my not
I
a
know it's
fan
coming.
award is I Miss You.
Ah.
I feel shit about it,
I
but
thought that things like this get better with time.
I'm sure I'd like it with time, but I just don't have much
It's so
time creating
beautiful.
memories with it. I'm sure next time
Spend some time with it.
I will.
It's a beautiful song.
If I have like really old animals that with my family. Next time I have an animal pass away, I'll listen to I Miss You on my way down to the Gold
And
Coast.
she'll come back and be like, guys, it's my favorite.
Yeah,
It's my favorite one.
My Skip award is Rather Die Young. And my Erased award is Dance for You.
Tonight I'm gonna dance for you.
I just don't know.
Oh,
It's just,
whoa.
I think it's just the memories thing. Like, I have such nostalgia with those songs and like all the other sort of top songs, like
Yeah.
Best Thing I Ever Had, 1+1, Countdown, Party. Like those for me, like Love on Top, Party, Schooling Life, Countdown, 1+1, End of Time, Run the World, and Best Thing I Ever Had. Those like groups, they have so many memories, like core memories, and I can I can remember like catching the bus home with my sister, and we would have to share like the headphones together, listening to it, and we'd sit outside of Target at Rabina waiting for Mum to pick us up, and we'd be listening to that. Like, I have such core memories with those
love that.
songs. So
My bottom three.
Yes.
is very different to yours.
I'm sure.
Number 3, my not a fan is I Was Here.
Yeah, that like was going to be like those
It's
like
a
other
beautiful
songs.
song, like don't get me wrong, but like, you know, we know Beyonce's going to be here forever. She's like,
We know you were going to be
she goes,
here.
so everyone will know I was here. We know,
know.
girl. We fucking know. Number 2 for me, my skip it is Best Thing I Never Had. I don't actually like this
Really?
song. This is one of my least favorite Beyonce songs.
Really?
I don't know what it is. It feels so disjointed from the rest of Beyonce's
It's very
catalog.
poppy. Like, it's very poppy.
It's just so not for me. Like, every time I hear it, I'm like, okay, fine. Like, love it because it's Beyonce, but ugh.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, when we get to Rihanna, because she's my favorite artist of all time, there is a song specifically that I do not like of Rihanna's. There's the one
song.
and that's, I think, this song for me in Beyonce's
Right,
catalog.
okay,
It's just,
yeah.
I just don't vibe with it.
Yeah.
my Erased award is School and Life. I don't really vibe this song at all.
But-
School and Life is just like, yeah.
I think if I didn't have a sister that didn't force me to listen to these songs, I'd have a different vibe on it.
Probably.
But this album, I think there's those songs, like so many like core memories of that
Yeah.
prepubescent years.
Yeah, for sure. Well, with that, we have finished the first 4 albums for Miss Beyonce.
Beyonce.
That's her now.
That's
She's in that era.
She's in that era.
But no, we are so excited. I think even more excited to talk about the second half.
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding?
This next half I think we'll have more similar views on.
I fucking hope so.
Just because these 4 albums, besides I want to say Beyonce album, that was still one that I experienced with my sister. The rest of those albums are ones that I experienced with myself. Like, I download them off iTunes myself.
But also just legend status.
Yes, definitely.
Legend status.
It's just, so good. I'm so excited.
Before we wrap up, out of the 4 albums that we covered today,
Yeah.
what era is a win, what era is in the bin, and what era are you in?
My win era is number 4, which
4.
I think is Rogue, but I just think it's just I have such connections with it. My bin era, probably, I don't know. It's between like Sasha Fierce and B-Day for me. Like, they're kind
Name
of.
one.
I think I'll just say Sasha Fierce.
Sasha Fierce.
Just because, like, I feel like I don't like the idea of like the 2 halves of it, and I think it was just like it probably
Concept at the time probably was iconic. Now
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
yeah, like what's going on.
Yeah.
And then
What era are you in?
I think I'm in my Dangerously in Love era.
I love that for you.
I love those like top songs. Like, there's just something about them.
So iconic.
What about you?
My era that's a win is definitely B-Day. Like, no.
You
nothing
love that
more.
album.
My era in the bin, I will agree with you, is I Am Sasha Fierce.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit wild. But can I say there's songs on there? Like, for example, I know you don't like Single Ladies, but Single Ladies, everyone knows that song.
I will. Well, I didn't put that in my bin purely on the fact that what artist possibly in the whole fucking world could make a song over that beat? It's so insane.
I know.
The instrumental of Single Ladies is actually insane.
It is wild, but also who can make a song that huge? You know what I mean?
I know, it's played at every wedding.
It's played, yeah.
Every wedding.
But like everyone knows it. Every white boy knows it, you know, and that's very rare for all white boys to know an iconic Beyonce song, you know?
And what era am I in? I honestly think I'm in my B-Day era.
Okay,
I do think that. Like, I'm in like my like, I feel fucking good. And
yes.
like, I am that bitch.
Yes.
And that's what I really feel like that album gives. It's very like, I am
that
you walking away from this when this is the best you'll ever get.
See, Dangerously in Love.
To me, I think that's very my vibe at the moment.
Dangerously in Love gives me kind of like puppy dog, like little like soft cutie era.
Slay.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, with that being said,
Thank
we're going to
you for
love and leave you
listening.
for this week.
Yeah.
But next week we'll be back talking about Beyonce, Lemonade, Renaissance, and the new Cowboy Carter.
Thank you so much for listening and watching us on YouTube. We also have clips up on our TikTok and we have our Instagram as well.
Yes, go watch all of us. Our stuff, follow our stuff.
Yes, follow our stuff.
We're so excited. You can also follow both of us as well if you want.
Yes.
I'm at Ben's Bradley, so BEN with a Z and then Bradley.
And I'm Elise_Capin, CAPN.
And of course, if you can't find them on there, you can also just go to What Era Are We In's podcast, and it's linked below.
Yeah, so excited to debrief these next 4.
Oh, debunk.
That's it. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna need another thing of Coke for this.
The line or the drink?
I love that.
Anyways, we're gonna love and leave you, but we'll see you next week with another episode.
See you then. Bye.